Lori Daybell murdered her kids, and she's a Doomsday cultist. What the hell is with that? Hey, survivors! Welcome back. We're going to talk about. We're going to talk about Lori Vallow case and Chad Daybell. I don't know what the frick is going on with these Doomsdayers.
I don't know, man.
We did an episode earlier in the year with Anthony Toad. Killed his whole family because it was going to be the end of the world. So yeah, we're going to talk about those. Before we do that, let's talk about our officer fallen. 208 as of this day. Yeah. 208, and everything is trending downward from last year. So
thank goodness.
Excited about that. Well, I guess I'm gonna just open this.
Okay, we can open it.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we're not there yet.
I didn't have anything with me. Sorry. I am a horrible person, John. I'm sorry.
Well, you know what? We already opened it, so let's jump right into the beer moment. Beer moment. Beer moment. What do we got, John?
This is from Upslope Brewing Company, and this is a craft lager. Did you guys know?
Wait, John, aren't you a lager drinker by trade?
I'm a lager drinker by trade.
Sorry, I heard that somewhere.
Yes.
I eat drunk.
Actually, I really like this.
Yeah, it's all right.
I like this better than the cerveza from last episode.
Yes.
Yeah, it doesn't have that malty taste.
Yeah, I'm going to give this a 7.5. I think.
I'm going to give it a 6.5.
I'm going to give it a 7.5. Just needs a little more flavor.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a little bland. Little blandish. Little blandish.
But certainly mowing the lawn.
Yeah.
I'll drink this.
Right.
That's fine.
So while we're at it, we forgot to salute our fallen officers.
Yes,
so
we did.
Well, we were saluting, but
yeah, I screwed it all up. That's on me.
The damn beer.
To all of our fallen fellow officers, brothers and sisters, here's to you.
And God bless your families.
yes.
All right. So what is up with Lori Vallow, the Doomsday Queen here? What's going on?
Queen. So we have two missing kids, and this is what started the whole thing. A Tylee Ryan and a Joshua Jackson Vallow. November 2019, grandparents reported, hey, we haven't seen our grandkids in quite some time.
Who's that sound like?
Right.
Casey Anthony.
Casey Anthony. Yep.
Hey,
Wow.
guys, check out our Casey Anthony episode. Check out all of our other episodes. And
Like and subscribe, please.
Like and subscribe and give us some comments.
Hey, by the end of the year, we want to get to 500. You guys can help. Thank you. We're almost there.
Yep, and we get to shave John's mustache at 500, so we're excited
Not
about
happening.
All right, so
But I will show you Camille in a dress.
Yeah. No, I think that's great. I tell you what, yes. We reach 500 by the end of the year. John's going to post.
I'm not shaving my mustache.
No, John's going to post on every social media page that we have me in a prom dress, actually.
If I can figure out how to post it on social
If you can
media.
figure out how to
So
do
he'll
it.
call me and go, hey, can you give me that picture so I can post
I
it?
can get it on Facebook, probably.
Probably.
Post it, Ronnie, so I can share it. This is the share queen right here.
Hey. I'm not a computer guy. I'm a lager drinker by trade.
If you want to know why I was wearing a prom dress, ask us in the
It was
comments
Thanksgiving
below.
dinner.
It was.
All right, so the
You
kids
blew it.
go missing. Grandparents tell them,
Yep.
report them. Hey,
Tylee-
where's our kids?
Yeah, Tylee is the oldest. She's 17, and she was last seen at the Yellowstone National Park on September 8th, 2019. And I think you have a picture of
I do.
Tylee holding the younger brother, and the gentleman in the picture is Lori Vallow's brother.
Right.
Okay, he will come into importance at a later time. Law enforcement gets to the house and says, "Where's the kids?" Lori said, "Oh, and they're with a family friend, blah blah blah." And from then on up, not helpful to law enforcement. The family friend said, "Yeah, I haven't seen the kids in a very long time."
I read something that I think it was before this, she had called the school and pulled them out of school. Said she was pulling them out of school and was going to start homeschooling them.
Right. Yeah. Right. So let's talk a little bit
There's
about.
no intent here.
Right.
None.
So let's talk a little bit about Lori. She's the one on the right there in the that looks like a jailhouse jumpsuit there.
Yeah, pretty much.
So she believes that she is a god, and her job on this
Wouldn't
planet.
she be a goddess?
Yes, you're.
But we're not biologists, so we can't assign that.
That's true.
True that.
What is a woman? What is a goddess? So she believed that it was her function to find, and it's in Revelation, the 144,000, and that's all I'm going to say because I'm not a Revelation scholar. I know it's Revelation and not
Actually, what the
Revelation.
Jehovah's Witnesses believe
Right.
that there will be 144,000 saved,
Yes.
and it's like
At the end times.
at the end of times,
Right.
And it's like, well, how many of you are there, and am I going to take someone else's place?
Yeah, and she believed that it was her duty to figure out, for God, to determine who the 144,000 were.
Well, to go back just a little bit, her brother, the little brother, JJ, was last seen alive on September 23rd, 2019 at the Rexburg's Kennedy Middle or Elementary School.
Elementary school, right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was seen there.
Yep.
Okay.
Thank you. So, Lori became very obsessed with end times, doomsday, the apocalypse, all that kind of stuff, and that's what kind of obsessed her. She was actually on a podcast, a doomsday podcast with Chad Daybell, which will be her 5th husband.
Why did she have so many husbands?
Well, that's a great question, John.
That's him there.
Yes, the guy on the left there. So they finally met at a conference in 2018, started hooking up, doing that, and in 2018, her 3rd husband dies of natural causes.
Yeah.
Natural causes.
Yeah.
Right.
Is there a Dr. Hoozle in the house?
Yes. Right.
falling down the stairs at Mach 2.
So right after she meets this Chad fella, husband number 3 dies.
Well, at least he was
causes.
there to take care of her.
In July, a year later, 2019, and from what I understand, so she gets married again. She has a 4th husband, and the 4th husband came to the house and was supposed to pick up the kids, take them to school. And he comes in contact with Lori's brother, if you want to put that picture up, Lori's brother, and what he says is that the husband number 4 attacks him with a baseball bat, and so he has to defend himself and shoots him to death.
Oh, okay. Sure. Sure.
Was it an automatic baseball bat?
Right? So he's not charged, but we now have 2
Suspicious.
husbands dead. All right.
Well, what happened to 1 and 2?
I don't know.
We started with 3 and 4.
Right. I think some of the reading was that they said, yeah, she's a bit of a whack job. So apparently she did not advance with them to the level of murder or natural, I'm going to cause your natural death.
Whew, they lucked out. They made it out alive.
So
No, they're dead. Probably.
So let's talk about Chad. So like I said, she came across, she met Chad Daybell, and he's an author, and he's an author of end time books.
He does look like a Chad, though, doesn't he?
He does kind of look like a Chad.
But wait, he's a former gravedigger?
Yes.
Well, there you go.
Collar up and...
So
Wow.
yeah, Chad Daybell, former gravedigger, and so apparently he had a out of body experience, a near death experience when he dove into a water and apparently hit his head or something like that. Yeah, crazy. And so he started writing these books, end times, out of body experience, and then the 2 of them happened to meet, and it was obviously
Hit it off. Love it. First sight.
kismet, right, if you will. Well, he's married. He's married to Tammy. And
Did Tammy die of natural causes?
yes, Tammy did die of natural causes.
She was found in her home on October 29th.
Yeah. So
Death follows you.
a couple of weeks prior
Yeah.
to her death, somebody took shots at her. right? And they never found out who it was. And then
I think I would say, hey, Lucy, you have some splaining to do. Right?
So a few weeks later, on the 29th, she is found dead in their bed of natural causes. And so...
No autopsy.
All three of us have been detectives. And in Florida, if you've got a middle-aged person who's unattended, who's not under severe doctor care, there's an autopsy of a death.
Unattended means that a doctor is not going to sign a death certificate saying that this was basically natural causes or a medical reason why you died, like cancer,
right.
Something else.
I've been treating this person for 3 years for terminal cancer. Okay,
that's considered an unattended death, and there's damn sure an autopsy.
Yeah. So
wait, where is this? Idaho?
Utah.
Oh, Utah.
No, yeah, it's in Utah.
It's Idaho. I thought it was Idaho. Is it Utah? Okay.
Yeah. So apparently in this state, they did not do automatic autopsies, and the husband has to approve it. Guess what? The husband did not approve.
Yeah.
Chad?
Chad said...
Wait.
No,
Utah.
Chad. So
Utah. Wasn't that young lady found dead? Yeah.
So,
which young lady? Gabby Petito?
Gabby Petito.
So
check out our
another episode, guys. And like and subscribe if you don't mind. We really appreciate it.
So Chad had said that she went to bed with a severe headache and then died. Apparently that's enough to not have an autopsy.
Well, was there attorney Murtaugh from South Carolina?
Right?
Just okay. Let's just hold up 1 second. Hold up 1 second. I don't understand the failure in our systems, just over and over and over again throughout this country. No automatic autopsy if there is an unattended death.
Yeah,
how many people have been killed in this country and got away with walk scot-free of murder, never even charged or anything because of shit like this?
The actual murder rate in this country is astronomical.
It's 100 times what it is right now. I mean, good God.
Everybody talks about how Florida is so backwater. But if you look at some of these other states that do not have these, these laws in these places, things in place, I don't get it.
And I'm not trying to get into the politics of it and all that stuff, but you remember we used to have the hanging Chad.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Right? Yep. And now we can count what?
In 4 hours. Count, what's it, 13 million people
13 million votes in
4 hours.
4 hours.
And Arizona takes 6 days?
Right.
Yeah, with half the population?
Right.
Yeah. So, anyway.
So, I mean, we recognize our problems, and we have addressed a lot of them.
Yeah.
At least we fix them.
Right.
You know what I mean? I mean, we identify a problem, fix it. Don't just say, well, it was just a one-time fluke. Let it go.
So, that's the background of Lori and Chad. Some suspicious deaths, some shenanigans going on, if you will.
I think everyone is allowed absolutely no more than one suspicious death.
How many do you have, John?
I have 0. But 0. But if you have more than
I
one,
have 3. Should I report them?
Yeah. Get out.
So, when the grandparents reported their grandkids missing, they started an investigation. I'm going to run down the entire investigation, which we're going to go back just a little bit because I put everything here about the investigation. So the investigation showed that Lori's third husband died of natural causes in 2018. Lori's fourth husband in 2019 gets shot and killed by Lori's brother.
Right.
September 8th, Tylee, the older, is last seen in Yellowstone. September 9th, 1 day later, Alex, who is Lori's brother, when they're doing this investigation, they tracked his GPS and they found his.
That's this guy?
Yep, that's that guy there.
Okay.
They found that he was at Chad Daybell's backyard for 2 hours after the last day that Tylee was found.
Wow.
Right? September 23rd, JJ was last seen at his school. October 19th, Tammy, Chad's wife, found dead. what was that again? Natural causes?
Yeah,
All
natural
right.
causes. Yeah.
So
Headache.
think about this. October 19th, Chad's wife dies. Natural causes.
Right.
So what's the first thing you guys would do?
I'd probably go get married.
That's exactly what they did. Oh my gosh! How did you know that? Yes.
Wow.
So Chad and
Didn't
Tammy.
even read the notes.
So Chad and Tammy decide to go off to Hawaii and get married.
Hawaii.
Hawaii.
I'm good at your guessing games.
You are. And what is
Hey,
that?
you read well.
What is that?
I swear I didn't even
What
read
is that? About 2 weeks later, they go to Hawaii.
Yeah.
And while they're there, obviously they meet people and like, you know what? Our oldest daughter, she died a while ago, and we don't have any other children. And that's what they were telling people.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wow.
While they are there, and this is
They said that Tylee had died in 2017.
yeah.
Oh my God.
So in comes the grandparents and says, "Hey, we have not seen our grandkids in a while."
In November 26th.
Yep. That same day, law enforcement, because after their marriage, they come home, and law enforcement goes to the house and makes contact with them. And they're like, no, Tylee's with a family friend. They're all with family friends. And when they contact the family friend, they're like, yeah, no, that's not a thing.
Didn't the grandparents, did they tell anyone that they were getting married and go to Hawaii?
No, of course not.
Okay.
Yeah, they did not say that to anybody.
Wow.
So this was the 26th. Law enforcement came back on the 27th to execute a search warrant on the house. They were gone.
They were gone?
Yeah. they ski-daddled out of there. And they went back to Hawaii. And I guess because they thought that Hawaii's a non-extradition country. I don't know. I don't know.
Should have gone to Puerto Rico. Go to Puerto Rico.
Wow.
Yeah. So they executed a search warrant on Lori's house and Chad's house.
And the curtilage therein?
And the curtilage therein, yes, okay. Absolutely. December 1st, they go back to Hawaii. Later that month, they exhume what? You're the big guesser in the
body?
show. Yes.
Tammy's body.
Chad's wife's body.
I can read the notes.
So they're working this case and they're like, oh, Chad's wife died of natural causes too? Maybe we should exhume. Which, okay, I'm going to put myself in Chad's position just a second. Why didn't he have her cremated?
Yeah. There goes all the evidence.
He got away with not having an autopsy. He's like, I'm going to cremate her.
Yeah. Done. All the evidence gone.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, based on all the deaths that apparently have happened, they were probably getting brazen.
Right. They thought they were invincible
like,
because they were gods.
And we just say it's a natural death, and they just believe us. And it's like,
But
we're good.
But wait, there's more.
There is more.
That same month, what happened to Lori's brother?
Did that happen before?
It says later that same month.
Well,
Or
yes.
that same month.
Yeah. So Lori's brother.
And that's this guy?
Yep, that's that guy.
Yeah, that's
Yes,
him.
man.
Guess what?
Batman.
Guess what he dies from?
Natural causes.
Natural
Wow.
causes. Wow.
I'm telling you, I've not
Man.
read any of this.
Man, it seems like there is a natural causes pandemic going
There's people
around.
dying all over that damn state. You know, guys, listen, we laugh about this because it's just so pathetic
It's ridiculous.
that somebody can't look at all of this on a sheet of paper. I'm looking at his notes, which was pulled up from, the interwebs, and I'm just...
No, I requested all of the police
whatever.
files.
Whatever. The interwebs.
And
I
put
read
it all on
every-
the board with the pictures and the string.
with the string. Yeah. And I mean, I just went
We
through
should do that
like
one day.
Right?
3 lines of this, and I'm like, this is a clue, boys and girls. I mean, what are these people thinking, man?
Yeah, but the worst thing is, all this stuff, had this happened 2 years later,
Yeah.
we all could have just said, it's all COVID.
Yeah, it's all COVID related.
All COVID.
Died
Exactly.
with COVID, died of COVID.
They would have been making money.
Absolutely. Yeah.
All right,
So the brother dies of
natural causes.
Natural causes
In Arizona.
Yep. Later in January 2020, the authorities finally catch up with them in Arizona, and they say, "Hey, you need to produce your kids. You need to show the authorities that your kids are alive and that they're fine and dandy." Well, they didn't.
You mean in Hawaii?
Well, they were in Hawaii,
Right.
and the authorities where they lived in Utah
Okay.
said, "Hey,
Right.
you need to produce your kids
Right.
here because that's where the case was."
Yeah.
And they just ignored it.
Gotcha.
So they arrested her for abandonment, and they gave her. They must have been serious about it because they gave her a $5 million bond.
Yeah, and that never happens. Here it's a couple of grand for abandonment.
But in Chicago, no bail. No bond.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they
No
can just
bond.
walk.
Right. You can walk.
Make sure you watch our show on that shit too.
Or New York.
Right.
Yeah. Good Lord.
So so mid-March she's extradited. I kept saying. Yeah, kept saying Utah. I'm sorry. It is Idaho.
I thought it was Idaho.
I've been-
Yeah.
Idaho, Idaho.
Idaho.
I've been
Idaho.
drinking. So she has the $5 million bond, and she's finally extradited back to Idaho. Chad's still not been arrested for this because it's her children. He's just a stepdad.
Yeah, so he has no legal responsibility for them, technically.
You're right. So they have the charges against her. They bring her back, and on June 9th of 2020, they, I guess through this investigation and through the GPS records of the brother, they said, you know what, maybe we should search the backyard of Chad.
And that's up on your screen right now. This is what they were doing out there. And if you see, everything's cordoned off and sectioned off, and they search each section meticulously. Well, hopefully they did. And then go ahead.
So yeah, during this search, they did find two bodies that were similar to the age and size of Kylie and JJ.
God,
and
love 'em.
interestingly enough, Chad was at the scene when this was happening, and he must have heard that they found them. So he got in his car and drove off.
And then died natural causes?
No. I mean, he was trying to get the hell out of
Yeah.
there, and they pulled him over and they arrested him.
Good.
So
Good.
yeah, he was like, "Oh no, I'm getting out of here."
Yeah. I got to go poop.
So both Chad and Lori were arrested for first-degree murder of Tylee and of JJ. Now there was a. This is 2021 when they were charged, and we're already at the end of 2022. There was a situation where they thought that maybe Lori was insane, so they were going through.
Oh my God! And what is this, like the third time now she's been fit for trial?
Yeah.
Third or fourth or
So
something
they
like that?
finally just recently, and that's what we're talking
Yes.
about. They just recently agreed and ruled that she is.
Yeah, within a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, it was a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
She is fit for trial, so we will be covering this case, and it's I don't.
Are you going to be in the courtroom?
Oh, I'd love to be in the courtroom. We should do a remote right outside the courtroom.
If anybody wants to fly Camille to Idaho,
Right.
Idaho, Idaho.
Idaho, and let him sit on those trial. Hey, we take all kinds of donations.
Absolutely.
We're not a 501c3, but hey, we'll take
I'll be-
donations.
Hey, all you got to do is buy our merch.
That's true. Buy our
Buy a
merch.
lot of our merch.
It'd have to be a couple $100,000 worth of merch for us to get our proceeds enough to fly him to Idaho.
Oh God. Anyway,
We're a hot mess.
so yeah, pay attention to this case.
Wait, so Daybell was also charged with murdering his first wife,
Yes.
Tammy Daybell.
Yeah, after they did after they exhumed the body, they did end up charging him with her murder as well.
This is what we always talk about when we tell our little war stories, and we'll be out here in a little while, smoking a cigar and whatever, and we tell these little war stories, and we're laughing, and we're like, criminals are so freaking stupid. If this guy would have had her cremated, gone, all evidence gone.
Yep.
I don't get it, man.
And the thing is, he's got such. Can you pull up the
Which
crime
one?
scene again?
Yep.
So he's got such large property. He could have actually argued in court that I had no idea that Lori's brother was out there doing this.
Yeah.
I had no idea. Plausible deniability.
I can tell you how to eliminate this thing.
Okay.
Right? What you do is you keep going to the shelter, buying dogs, killing the dogs. Okay? And then you just keep, make sure your neighbors see you digging graves
Right.
in your backyard for your dogs.
Right.
Okay? And then you kill someone. Mm-hmm. You bury him. You go get another dog. Kill the dog. Kill 2 dogs.
Right.
And put them on top of the body that's in there.
Okay, guys, when you send all the hate mail about killing dogs, it wasn't us. It was John. Okay,
So,
it was John.
Day one of body recovery school, you know what they say?
What?
Dig past the dog. That's day one of body recovery school.
Okay.
Well, this guy could have went and got a backhoe and went out there on that huge of a piece of property and dug a 12 or 15 foot hole and put a body in and covered it up. And they would have never dug that far down trying to find somebody like that. I mean, there's no way.
Or leave. Oh gosh, are we talking people telling people?
I know, but
Okay,
it's
so
just
that's
that.
our
But that
show.
goes back to my point, though.
So my point was dig a big hole.
Right.
Exactly.
Or leave your phone at home
Yes.
and bury.
Or turn the SOB off. It doesn't ping when it's off.
No, it does.
Sometimes the newer ones.
Nope.
do.
Nope.
We'll have to talk about
When
it.
it's completely
what do you
powered
guys
off.
think? Does the phone ping while it is
There
off?
is no way possible it can ping when it's completely powered off. I'm not talking about just turning the screen off. I mean completely shutting it down. It won't ping anymore.
For you NSA folks, let us know what you think.
But the problem is, these idiots would do it right before they got to the property.
Right. What did it turn off?
My phone was turned off for 2 hours when I got there, and I turned it on when I left.
Turn it off in Keokuk, Iowa, and then go to Idaho. You know what I mean? I mean, good Lord. But anyway, guys, thank you for stepping up. Have we done sponsors yet?
No, we have not.
I've not done sponsors or merch.
Guys, thank you for our sponsorship. We want to give special thanks to all these sponsors. They are amazing. It's Kristen and Tom Clem Realtors for Exit Advantage Realty. They are amazing if you're ready to buy or sell in the Central Florida area, which is where we're located. Please contact these folks. They are professional and they will treat you right. Clem and Company, same kind of person there. Tom Clem with Clem and Company Property Investments. Tom is a veteran Marine. He is a full-time law enforcement officer. If you want to talk about professional and being treated right and trustworthy and honest, this is your guy if you're ready to either buy a piece of property or sell one that's left to you and the family, whatever. And ARackAbove. Steve with ARackAbove, he's a good friend of mine. He has developed this whole rack to go into your garage. It spans across the top of the garage, and it will hold up to 2,000 pounds. You can take it with you when you move. You put all of your Christmas decorations so that you don't have to get into a 300-degree attic and melt your, whatever.
Will it
off.
hold a dead body? Could you hide it up there?
Probably would.
Okay.
Yeah, well, 2,000 pounds, unless you're bigger than that. So visit ARackAbove.com, and all the information for all of our sponsors are down below in the information below. And last but not least, to Kenny's for supplying the beer for the show. Kenny's food, beer, and wine. These guys are located at 1792 in French Avenue in Orange City. They are absolutely amazing, and we would appreciate you guys visiting our sponsors and letting them know that you saw them on our show. It's funny, ironic. ARackAbove, he was a sponsor for 1 week and got a call from some guy in Michigan that was moving down here and said, "Oh my God, I saw you on the show, and I wanted to get with you because when I moved down there, I want to put a rack in my garage."
That's awesome.
And Steve came right to me and he's like, "Damn, talk about return on my investment."
That's great. That's good stuff.
So yeah, it was awesome. But
And
anyway,
if you can't live without some Surviving the Badge merch,
bling bling.
we have all kinds of cool merchandise, mugs. I've got a mug in my classroom. I love it. It's amazing.
It is nice. And we have a banner that looks kind of like this here, but it's going to have our new logo on it, which you see on the show and on our introductions and
There's
all.
stickers. There's onesies. There's all kinds of things you can get.
There's masks.
Phone cases. Yeah,
Right?
Yeah,
masks.
I did see that today. That's pretty cool.
Laptop
laptop
covers.
cases, hoodies, sweatshirts. Anyway, all of that will be down there in the description below. Also, the link right to our merch store.
Yep. And thank you, all of your subscribers. We would love for us to have 500 by the end of the year.
Absolutely.
If so, John will show, if he can figure it out, a picture of me in a prom dress, because apparently we are not going to be able to shave his mustache. But I will allow the picture of me in a prom dress being disseminated on all social media as soon as we get 500.
I'll tell you what, if we get to 500 before the end of the year,
yeah,
and you see my Georgia Bulldogs shirt and my hat, I will wear for 2 shows
Gators.
A Florida Gators jersey.
Wow.
And say go Gators and do the chomp if we get to 500 before the end of the year.
Okay.
So all you Gators fans that are watching, share it with your friends and say you want to see the biggest Georgia Bulldog fan in America wearing a damn Florida Gators garbage.
And I would say I'd wear Dallas Cowboys stuff, but there's no Cowboy fans out there.
All right, guys. Always at Surviving the Badge. Remember,
we still got your 6.